Welcome to the Crow's Nest. I'm Matt.
And I'm Savannah, and today is Monday, December 7th, 2015.
At this time, let us please pause for a moment of silence.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our message today is about using your time wisely.
The only real preparation for tomorrow is what we do today, so let's not waste our chances by always wishing for tomorrow.
Don't wish your life away. What does that mean? Do people really wish their life away? Have you ever had anyone come into the office or your place of work and they announce on Monday, boy, can't wait for Friday. Or it's 8 and you say, can't wait for 5. I always try to pull back the reins and say, no. Yeah, I know it's Monday, and I know that Saturdays are better than Mondays, and Fridays will lead to that, but don't wish your life away. So how do you do it? Living in the moment is one way. Living in the moment means to be here now, to be where you are now, and don't want to be anywhere else. Like right now, why would I want to be anywhere else? But let's say it was 10 times worse than that. Let's say you're in the middle of a traffic jam, or you're in some horrible line in some store, surrounded by people that you really don't want to be around. You still have to be there now, and you still have to make the best of that situation. Same thing with those Mondays. You can't wish them to be Fridays. The other thing of living in the moment, what we mean by that is this. This moment, I need to live in this moment and not think about anything else. We all have difficult, challenging tasks and chores to do, daily, weekly, monthly. Instead of wishing that task over and missing that hour or two of your life, you have to live in the moment and embrace that task and do everything in your power to not wish your life away and embrace it.
For lunch today, our menu will be chicken fingers or meatloaf, mashed potatoes, broccoli, breadstick, salad, and a pear, or a grab-and-go meal.
The Winfield Christmas Parade is tonight in downtown Winfield beginning at 6 p.m. Floats will line up at 4:30 at the middle school.
The WMS Biles will play the Fayette Tigers tomorrow night beginning at 4:30. Come out and support our teams.
The ACT Aspire test will be given this week, and students should do their best on each test. Here's the schedule for the rest of the week.
We were victims of the night, the chemical, physical kryptonite, helpless to the face and the fading light. Oh, we were bound to get together, bound to get together. She took my arm.
The Junior Honor Society is holding its annual food drive. There are collection boxes in each homeroom. Students are encouraged to bring 5 canned items or more to help the needy in our community. Put food on their tables this holiday season.
The WCHS Pirate Band invites you and your family to their annual Christmas concert on December 15th at 6:30 in the high school gym. Come out and enjoy the sounds of the holiday season as performed by your award-winning pirate band.
Today is the day that will live in infamy. The United States was attacked by the Japanese at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii on this date in 1941. In a surprise Sunday morning attack that killed over 2,400 when U.S. battleships were damaged or sunk. Here's a look back at that moment in our history.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
This event single-handedly spurred the United States into joining World War II. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be learning more about the attack on Pearl Harbor. The Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor was the culmination of 2 decades of friction that existed between those countries. Japan's increased efforts at expanding its territory created even more tension with major Western countries like the US, France, and Britain. An attack on China by Japan in 1937 was criticized by many members of the League of Nations and illustrated the Asian country's military might and readiness to use it. After World War II had started, efforts to deter Japan proved ineffective, and on September 27, 1940, the country signed the Tripartite Act to form the Axis powers with Nazi Germany and Fascist Italy, and gain even more power. This proved a direct threat to the United States, as the country was now in danger of attack on both its coasts. The US made steps to prepare for war, but remained neutral. Japan continued their invasion through Indochina in 1940 and 41. Meanwhile, the United States tried to halt their progress by banning exports to the country, most importantly oil and raw materials, closing shipping lanes to their use, and other such tactics. Japan desperately needed US oil, but the Americans demanded they leave China. Japan refused and decided swift military action was their only option. Negotiations finally stalled, and on December 1, 1941, Japan officially approved war against the US, Great Britain, and Holland. It was to begin with an attack to neutralize the US Pacific Fleet in Pearl Harbor on Hawaii's Oahu Island. Japan hoped to take control of Southeast Asia without being impeded, and the attack was meant to accomplish this while also crushing American morale and neutralizing the US so Japan could expand their conquests elsewhere. Battle began before Japan had formally declared war on the United States, making it a surprise attack. This left the Americans unprepared and scrambling to defend themselves. The attack took place in 2 waves, coming from both the air and the water. The first wave began just before 8 a.m. on December 7th, with the second coming an hour later. Though the attack only lasted 2 hours, by the time it was over, almost every American plane had been damaged, as had a number of other military crafts. 2 battleships, the USS Oklahoma and the USS Arizona, were completely destroyed. In fact, the Arizona remains underwater in Pearl Harbor as a memorial to honor those lost in the battle. The death toll of this attack reached over 2,300, including military personnel and civilians. Just 1 day later, the United States officially entered World War II, marking a turning point in this historic conflict.
The American people in their righteous might will win through to absolute victory.
That's the view from the crow's nest. Have a marvelous Monday.